In the world of Dandadan, yokai are vengeful spirits born from deep regrets or unresolved wrongs that linger between life and death. The first yokai introduced is Turbo Granny, who is inspired by a Japanese urban legend of an old woman chasing people near highways. However, yokai are not the only threat in Dandadan, as aliens with their advanced technology also pose a danger. Okrun proposes a theory that the presence of yokai might unknowingly be the reason why aliens have not fully invaded Earth yet. In this video, we will explore 6 of these fascinating yokai and aliens. First up is the Evil Eye, a vengeful yokai bound to the Tsuchinoko sacrificial house. After possessing Gigi, the Evil Eye made it his goal to kill all humans he comes across. During the time he was alive, the Evil Eye was a hopeful child who had wished to play with the children he saw through the window. He was also shown to be empathetic as he desperately tried to help a boy who was going to be used as a sacrifice, just like he was a long time ago. After failing to save the child, the Evil Eye's personality took a darker turn. He becomes a resentful spirit with a desire to murder every human. After taking over Gigi's body, the Evil Eye becomes aggressive and sadistic towards all humans. He enjoys fighting, especially when up against those who have proven themselves capable of keeping up with him. As a yokai, the Evil Eye believes that it is disgraceful to see his own kind affiliate with humans. He expressed his disapproval of Okarun defending Momo after mistaking him to be a yokai in his transformation. The Evil Eye is known to possess the curse ability to force people into committing suicide with its evil gaze. He can also choose to share his memories with others after making eye contact with them, as he had Gigi look into his past. After possessing Gigi and gaining his incredible spiritual power, the Evil Eye becomes capable of summoning the spirits of those who were sacrificed by the Kito family. He can shape all the spirits into anything he wishes. The house mainly serves as a defense, and the size of the house can be freely manipulated to confine other people. Next is Serpo, an alien with advanced technology and unmatched combat skills. Serpo aliens are an entirely male alien race who come from planet Serpo in the Zeta Reticuli system. Due to their race being exclusively all male, the Serpo have no way of reproducing naturally and resort to using cloning technology. However, since biological evolution cannot occur within identical beings, the Serpo found this solution to be ineffective, and realizing the stagnation this had caused in their race, seek to gain reproductive organs by abducting humans from Earth and stealing their reproductive organs. The Serpo possess psychic powers, allowing them to manipulate objects and create psychic fields. By extending their hand forward, the Serpo can send out shockwaves strong enough to create craters on walls to attack their target. The Serpos combines their psychokinetic powers together and can create a pressurized field that is able to nullify and subdue a human with yokai powers. At Nagi Hospital, the Serpo encounter Momo and forcibly abduct her to extract her reproductive organs. Before they could begin their procedure, a possessed Okrun unexpectedly appears out of Momo's phone and attacks the aliens. The Serpos got intrigued by what they saw from Okrun while he was possessed by Turbo Granny. They came along with the Mantis Shrimp and Nessie as subordinates to locate and confront him at his school with the intention of taking his supernatural abilities for themselves. They are met with unexpected interference from Ira, a spiritually aware human girl wielding Acrobatic Silky's abilities. The Serpo have the Mantis Shrimp fight back against her, and Serpos use their combined psychokinesis to subdue both Okrun and Ira. However, the Serpo are shocked when Momo arrives and overrides their psychic powers with her own. This allows both Okrun and Ira to continue fighting them. Serpos decides to gain the upper hand and forcefully mutate the Mantis Shrimp, but are disappointed to see that he is fighting poorly against both Okrun and Ira's coordinated attacks. Then we have Turbo Granny, a yokai based on a Japanese urban legend. Turbo Granny is a famous yokai who originally resides in a tunnel at Shono City. Her life changes after encountering Momo and Okrun. During their confrontation, her powers become sealed within Okrun, and her consciousness ends up trapped inside a stuffed doll. She makes an agreement with Momo to help Okrun recover his family jewel in exchange for regaining her powers. Initially, Turbo Granny gets introduced as the main antagonist during the Turbo Granny arc, but later she becomes a significant supporting character in the series. Her personality is very harsh and extremely foul-mouthed. She takes immense pride in her speed and refuses to let anyone underestimate her. When challenged to prove her abilities, she uses trickery to ensure victory. This is evident during her game of tag with Okrun and Momo, where she cheats by counting irregularly. Beneath her abrasive demeanor, however, lies a compassionate side. She chooses to remain in the tunnel to comfort the spirits of young girls who were murdered there. The tunnel in Shono City is the site of multiple killings, leaving the victims' spirits unable to move on. Turbo Granny dedicates herself to consoling these tormented souls and eventually merges with the earthbound spirit crab, a being formed by the spirits of the murdered girls. Turbo Granny's primary strength is her ability to possess her target target's body and gains complete control over their actions. Her possession applies not only to humans, but also to spirits. It is demonstrated when she took over the body of the earthbound spirit crab in preparation to play a game of cat and mouse with Momo. Fourth is Mantis Shrimp, a formidable hand-to-hand combatant who uses the style of boxing against his opponents. Mantis Shrimp is a Uma known as the Dover Demon. The actual name of him is Peeny Weeny, but both Okrun and Momo refers him as Mantis Shrimp. He was once a supporting antagonist during the Serpo arc to capture Okrun. He works in the dangerous missions in order to earn money for his son's blood transfusion. Since then, he has become a supporting character after Seiko helped in his son's recovery. On his home planet, Mantis Shrimp was married and had a child. After his wife eventually died of an illness, Mantis Shrimp desperately needed to earn money for his son's blood transfusion after he attracted the same illness as his mother. Since he was a weak member of his race, Mantis Shrimp had no choice but to engage in dangerous work, which led him to become a subordinate of the Serpo. The first time Mantis Shrimp appeared to capture Okrun at his school to acquire his supernatural powers. However, he finds himself dealing with Ira, who also has supernatural powers. Mantis Shrimp tries to defeat Ira, but is unable to land a single hit on her due to her enhanced agility. After Okrun defeats the Serpos, Mantis Shrimp somehow manages to survive and goes after his enemies for the sake of earning money for his family. He encounters both Momo and Ira outside the school and attempts to attack them. However, he got weakened and starts bleeding heavily. Momo decides to take the Mantis Shrimp to her house to help him recover. Seiko looks after Mantis Shrimp and bandaged all his wounds. Okrun learns about Mantis Shrimp's financial situation and decides to help him by offering his family jewel. Seiko stops him and tells the Mantis Shrimp that she might be able to help after noticing how his blood gave off a familiar scent. Mantis Shrimp realizes that the milk on Earth is same as the blood for their species. This prompts Seiko to offer the Mantis Shrimp a cow from a dairy farmer she knows to help with his son's blood transfusion. In the Cursed House arc, the Mantis Shrimp comes back and helps them to fight against the evil eye. Fifth, we have Acrobatic Silky. Acrobatic Silky was a yokai that had been stalking Ira Shiratori ever since she was a little girl. She has a tragic past of having her child taken from her and becomes desperate to find a child to love. Her main attraction was Ira, and she becomes delusional in thinking that she was her mother during the time she was alive. Upon realizing that Ira could see her again, Acrobatic Silky quickly took the opportunity to snatch her and force her to call her mother. Momo and Okarun interfere to save Ira from Acrobatic Silky's grasp. However, Acrobatic Silky swallows Okarun and kicks Momo away to talk to Ira. But Ira calls her a monster, and Acrobatic Silky becomes heartbroken. She swallows Ira and blames Momo for Ira's misbehavior. She then shifts her focus to Momo and says that she is willing to forgive her if she were to call her mother. Later, Acrobatic Silky's intentions leaned towards her maternal instincts to protect the one she loves, as she was willing to sacrifice her own aura in order to revive Ira, and she even ripped out her jaw to assure Momo that she would not try to eat her. After the revival, Ira gets the power of Acrobatic Silky. The primary advantage of this ability was that it enabled Ira to extend her hair to considerable lengths and wield it at will. Her hair could entangle anything in its vicinity, allowing her to capture and fling her opponents. The Flatswood Monster was an alien who was an associate of the Serpos. After both Momo and Okrun's escaped from the Serpos, the Flatwoods Monster was tasked with retrieving their banana organs. The Flatwoods Monster becomes able to enter inside Momo's house when Momo removes the protective talisman to let Okrun into her house. The Flatwoods Monster unleashed its brute strength by using sumo-style foot stomps. It had the weakness of disintegrating if its hands were to touch the ground. The Flatwoods Monster was able to grow new pairs of legs from its back in order to keep itself upright if its body were to disintegrate as a result of its hands touching the ground. Finally, we have Chiquitita, an innocent small boy always with a smile on his face. Chiquitita is the son of Mantis Shrimp. He develops the same illness as his mother that killed her and was left to be looked after by his father. After Mantis Shrimp acquired a cow from Seiko to produce milk for his son's blood transfusion, Chiquitita regains his health. He moves to Earth with his father due to their planet being uninhabitable for cows, as he needs a constant supply of milk. In the Cursed House arc, both Chiquitita and Mantis Shrimp are contacted by Seiko to help transport her to Byakuja village using their spacecraft. Chiquitita takes control of the spacecraft to move the Tsuchinoko's corpse around in order to put out the forest fire in the area. Chiquitita then uses spacecraft to pull Okrun out from a magma pit.